Happy Monday, y'all. I don't know if I want to even get into the Gypsy, like, gossip part right now. It's kind of crazy, and I don't even want to talk about it. I guess let's get into. We'll do just a little of Ryan and Katie, a few updates, and then get into how Greene County has completely sucked at this entire investigation. Everything they've done from the gate has set Gypsy up for where she is today. It's mind-blowing. So let's start with Perz. I told you guys he didn't care about the case. He really never has, and it's just for views and clout. So when I see him aggressively, not aggressively, I take that back, that's the wrong word, rudely, he just seemed aggressively annoyed that she came forward about dating Ryan Anderson. Whether they were boyfriend, girlfriend, they were exclusive, talking, and dating. You know, for me, dating is, if you're dating your boyfriend and girlfriend, but that's different now. There's so many steps, right? Okay. I really hated how he instantly just took Ryan's side because, you know, poor Ryan. Let's remember, this is a man who sought out a woman who looked like a 12-year-old little boy. Just putting that out there, right? But, and a lot of people defended him, saying that, you know, this would be the type of woman I would warn my son about. This is the type of guy I'd warn my daughter about. I completely am fine about, I would never even have brought this up. It wouldn't even, I mean, I probably would have spoke about it, but for me, if he wasn't into Katie, the only problem I have, if he knew he wasn't into her, why did he sleep with her? I just find that really wrong. Again, could she be doing it wrong? I don't know. But I do understand where you're hurt. You're invested in somebody for months. They were talking before they became exclusive, but only exclusive for 4 months. She really liked him. Can I answer why? No. I don't understand why anybody would be. I mean, I guess, you know, especially if you have sympathy for what he went through. And I did. But 2 years in, he's still proclaiming his loyalty and love to her. And doing exactly what he is claiming Katie's doing. It's dumb. But again, I just didn't appreciate when him, Audrey, and Katie were live. I felt he was very disrespectful. And here we are again. Why do you care if she wanted to do it for clout anyways? Why do you care Katie came forward? I don't get that. When your entire career is off of clout. You were excited to have her on and then just kind of broke her down some. And I just disagree with that. It's not our business why she was attracted to him. For me, just the fact he was with Gypsy, period, is... I don't care if he would have looked like George Clooney. It just wouldn't have happened for me. That's all I'm saying. Just for the simple fact of Gypsy alone. Not only knowing he actually was intimate. But anywho. But let's listen to him about this now.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants you all to know something. So she's telling me exclusively. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and the convict turned reality TV star turned creator, has commented for the first time ever on one of my videos here. It was a video where I shared a snippet of a conversation I had with a GRBarchive.
Don't get too excited there, Perez. She's in every content creator's video. either under her name or now she actually commented on a video of mine before my account was bananaed. And when I seen the notification and went to the comment, it was gone. So I guess the comment was left and then deleted. But it was late at night and I missed it. So, I admit I don't post on TikTok now because nobody sees what's the purpose, And it has become very toxic. It actually makes me depressed to go on to when it used to be my healing. And I will say this, I use TikTok as an outlet to kind of use for healing. It was very therapeutic for me. And that could very well be what Katie's doing. And to that, I can understand. And I do understand Ryan's side. And I'm saying, if he wouldn't have slept with her, I completely would have understood Ryan's side. But I completely believed he led her on. I do. And she's not releasing everything. And she showed the cameo. It backs up what she said. His, I guess, first cameo to her, he told her he had a crush and they were talking. And he's making, irregardless, he's lying about it all. And I think it's just really gross. You know what I'm saying? He did admit to sleeping with Katie, which, like I said, if that hadn't happened, my opinion would have been, yeah, it's just for clout. But I do know what it's like to kind of, do something like this as an outlet, and it kind of gets you through a healing period. Does that make sense? But this, of course, is about Gypsy's podcast and nothing to do with that. But if she was doing it for clout, I just don't understand why he cares. And if he was really a supporter of Dee Dee, this would never happen right here at all.
First expert named Audrey. As some of you might know, at the beginning of 2026, Gypsy soft launched a new podcast. And by soft launched, I mean she just released clips. To my knowledge, not a single entire episode was released. Audrey told me that Gypsy rebranded her channel recently. She had named it the Gypsy Rose Podcast, and now it's all about her and Ken. But minutes ago, she commented the following on my video, which is still up, and so is her comment. However, she doesn't have the settings allowed so that I could reply to her comment with the video, so just go find the video. This is what the video looks like on my feed here on TikTok. I posted it today, and this is what Gypsy has to say. I am still doing my own podcast. Be patient. This is not meant to be mean. It is not my intention. I don't think the world is clamoring for a Gypsy Rose Blanchard podcast. However, I think that I should be one of the first guests on her podcast.
Now, why would he be a person on her podcast that she would speak to? The podcast is supposed to be for advocating for people of trauma, victims, survivors. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying Perz hasn't shown growth in areas. He has, but I'm going to ask you again, Perz. Would you like your son or daughter to date someone like Ryan? I'm just curious. Especially your daughter. Just curious. I don't think you would. You love your kids. But at the same time, I get this is just about views for him. And I get that. He says that. He's not ashamed to say it. That's where I don't see the growth. I don't see him being quite as... I mean, he was really bad back then. He was gossipy, But at the same time, it is what it is. I'm going to use a Ryan. It is what it is, right? Why would he be on the podcast? That's just my opinion. And she's still in production. She is still doing my own podcast. I think it was Andrea Dunlop who reached out to her and got her the team for her podcast or whatever. So he invites himself, and of course, she leaves it open for discussion. Now she'll talk to him. But when everything was coming out and he was doing all these lives with content creators, she said absolutely not. She was angry. If you don't understand, this girl has zero remorse, zero accountability, zero regrets, or sympathy for her mother. This should prove it to you. It really should. It's about money, and it always has been. Fame and money. This chick thinks that she can't get a regular job. I made a post about this. Within a week of rebranding her new Ken and Gypsy, because she did the YouTube as a podcast. Everything was deleted. Then I guess once she signed it, got her an entertainment lawyer and a contract, then the YouTube switched now. I mean, it switched from Gypsy Rose to the podcast. It's like the fourth time she switched the names on that channel, from Magic in the Chaos to Gypsy Rose Official to the Blown Beauty Art to Gypsy Rose Official to the Gypsy Rose podcast, and now back to Ken and Gypsy, because now she's going through contracts and has to do it as a platform, and she will post it there or probably make another YouTube channel. Who knows? But within switching it back to Ken and Gypsy, turned on memberships, and wouldn't you know, I don't know how many she has, but she's thanking everybody for supporting her and how much it means. Yeah, financially. Not that y'all are anything to her. You're pennies to her. She has said it, but y'all refuse to hear it. And he's not wrong when he says there are people still think she's a victim, because mainstream media has pushed that agenda. And y'all believe mainstream media, the ones who are falling for this. Just look at the Epstein files, y'all. It's just, I'm serious. I can't even deal with everything coming out from that. It's enough. But let's listen to what she tells him here. I will leave that open for discussion. So to further explain, my contract with Lifetime/A&E just ended 2 days ago. When I was still within my contract time frame, I was not allowed to do any new media projects. While under the timeline, back in December, I said I would be working on my own podcast. True, her own. Because she couldn't sign with anybody else, right? But hey, like Perz said, I don't really think many people are clamoring to get that Gypsy Rose podcast, but whatever. That's when producers whom I have known for 2 years approached me, and she did know Andrea for 2 years. She reached out to Enya and Andrea in season 1. Andrea said that. Okay, but Andrea knows she can benefit from this just like Melissa Moore. That's when producers whom I have known for 2 years approached me with an offer, which originally I was going to be doing all the heavy lifting. What heavy lifting? The mic? Your coffee? What are you talking about? She meant she would have to research everybody and find her own guest. Oh my God. I wish I had help, you know? I really do. And I feel bad because I feel like I do. Of course, you know, like I get help from other followers. They send me stuff in my emails. I appreciate Reddit, other content. So kind of, yeah, I do get help. But, you know, she has someone doing everything for her like normal. Here she goes. Heavy lifting and producing myself. However, now I am signing contracts with my production team, and we are in the contract negotiations phase, therefore knocking back my launch date. You are a man of the media world. I'm sure you understand business. negotiations, and how they work. My YT channel is simply for fun and whatever content I feel like posting that day. That podcast will be with an actual podcast service. Yeah, it is literally about you exploiting your baby now. It is. It's about you exploiting your baby, and you are. Genuinely. And the responses are telling. It better be if you weren't on it. It'd be better if you weren't on it. Please just go away. Your sister is so much prettier, and Mia will get engaged before her. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Stop posting your child. Girl, just stop it. And then a bunch of stuff. F you. And then a bunch more stuff. Y'all can pop. I'm not going to read the long ones. Why don't you invite your mom and Nick? That would be me. You want to talk about victims and survivors? But I mean, they would definitely get the first invite. Too bad you can't have your mom on your agreed. Pretty much. And she just commented about how she hates TikTok having, no matter how hard she filters it, no matter what she does, she absolutely can't do nothing about photos in the comments, and she hates it. I wonder why. It's not so much here, but under her comments and on her post. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I love it though. Here she's showing on her TikTok, her YouTube again. She's got 37K subscribers. I definitely want to see her memberships, how many's in there, but I just don't want to go to her page. The New Orleans Aquarium. Be exciting. Come join me on an exciting trip to the aquarium in New Orleans. It's her calming, quiet, believe me, love me, soft podcast voice era that you're hearing. Of course, she posted Baby A's, and look at that. She gets an average of 1K views on her videos, but Baby A's got 14K views. So what'd she do? Post a photo with Baby A on there. Oh, Gypsy, you're not doing what you claim Dee Dee did. No. Isn't that what you said your mama did to you? Made you a cash cow? Exploited you? I wish people would do research into this case, because she says I don't really post much on TikTok. However, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for new videos and content. Yeah, your other TikTok is gone. Why is that? Did it get demonetized? I'm gonna go with the hard yes. She only has the 9 mil account. Numbers matter to her. Numbers mean money. Let's see, this was posted a day ago. She's got 286 likes on this post, y'all, and 6 comments. 9 million followers, and in a day you got 286 likes. Says everything there. More people are looking. I do believe that. More people are looking into the evidence, and that's all that matters. Now, we have tons of stuff from the KY3 news outlet post from Facebook, comments there. Gypsy even comment, and on their news articles from the Emma Rose account I've showed you. But straight from the beginning, I feel like Gypsy knew. She knew. Her lawyer Mike knew he could get her. I'll never understand why they stopped processing evidence when they arrested him. I'll never understand why that house was released so quick. I will never understand why Christy and Rob were allowed to go in literally the day after. I will never understand any of that. But because Mike Stanfield went to the internet for a defense tactic, because she was a sick child, She was a sick child. Every symptom that she had literally goes with every procedure she had done to her or test. Everything. It's literally right there. But because Mike Stanfield found a defense tactic, this girl has doubled down, tripled down, and stuck with that and will never come off of it now because she truly thinks she's a victim. She says it to Christy in the phone calls. I feel like a victim too. Like a month after. I don't even know if it's that long. I think it was though. I think it was a month after. Let's not forget Christy telling the detectives, don't let Gypsy fool ya. She's very smart. We know Christy. But when the money signs came in, you flopped, you flipped, you were probably doing cartwheels, back handstands, and you landed straight into her lap. But let's read what Chris I can't not giggle when I say his name. And this is from GRBarchives. Let me see who posted it. Lil Frodo posted it, but GRBarchive posted this, and I'll be honest, you guys, you know how busy I am, and I really haven't even got to go to the Google Drive in probably 2 weeks now. I don't even have time. I'm so stressed out, you have no idea. Anyways, that's why it's a commentary channel though, right? I can still give you guys my opinions, the evidence, and facts, and opinions on what I think as a commentator, right? Okay. So he said, I just read the press release the sheriff's department sent out around 10:30 p.m. I've been here since 11 p.m. Wait, yeah. So he got there a half hour later after they put it out, and it reads as a missing person report. It says they're searching for the two. The police had searched the house before our 10 p.m. newscast. What I'm getting at is what made them send out a missing persons report when a body was found in the house they had already searched. Like, did they not see it? What was it hidden? I want to know that too. If you do look at the evidence photo, like looking in, it is kind of weird how Dee Dee is like down in the bed, but I think that's because Gypsy had laid so many blankets on there. It really wasn't, you didn't like see Dee Dee, like a big lump in the middle of the bed. It wasn't like, it did look flat. Maybe that's why, but they're cops. How did they miss it the first time? They're cops. They're not just people. Somebody said, well, Chris did, some barfy. Some barfy. I haven't heard that since I was young. Looking lady just drove up and asked if they found the bodies. No one has reported a murder yet. Right now, they're only listed as endangered, and the gurney is in the house. She was driving a beat-up king cab truck, and someone was in the back, but they were trying not to be seen. I swear I'm not making this up. Get the license plate number. He said I did. I spun my camera around and nabbed it as they were pulling away. Tried to show a deputy, and he didn't give a truck. I'll say it that way. P.S. Our sheriff's department are jerks to media. I think they are just what he said. They didn't give a F. They didn't. Why? I don't know. I'm telling you, this is so mind-blowing to me. And they said, well, there you go. It was the sheriff that did it. It all makes sense now. I don't know. It's been reported police and crime scene units are all over the property now. If anyone is interested, I can give you updates. I'm on-call news photographer, and I have nothing else to do right now. They're wheeling a gurney into the house now. And they just put a body on a gurney. It seemed like a large body. I hate to assume in the news business, but it fits the size of the mother. I can see that. And someone said, dang, any news with the truck? Nope. The deputies don't seem to care. Report it to state cops, maybe. State cops? You mean highway patrol? They aren't assisting in the operation. It's just outside city limits and not on a highway. Therefore, it goes to the county sheriff's department. And I currently only have a weird feeling about the truck. Don't think they take that stuff, serious. So that's true. Still couldn't hurt to report it. Basically, they're saying to someone other than your local sheriff. This could crack the case. Would it be possible that the truck driver picked up the story off of a police scanner? Yeah. And just drove by to be nosy. And he said very likely, or from the website Facebook post, the jumping to bodies thing is what got me. No one has yet to mention bodies, police, or media besides myself on here. And they drove up and said it before he even said anything about a body. He didn't even say anything about a body, and the media hadn't released anything yet. So who was the truck? I would love to know. And you know what's crazy? Remember the big truck tire? It looked like dualies in the yard that Gypsy said was her wheelchair tires. A barfy looking woman. And somebody trying to hide in the back. Was it Dan? Trying to hide in the back of the seat in the king cab. There was a truck in that yard. They took pictures of the tires. It was dually tires. It was definitely a truck. Just saying. It definitely was. It's really hard to read, but this is, on the drive. And basically it says that they contacted Chris and asked him about some comments made on Reddit, what we just saw. And he asked if he was in trouble, and he said no. He asked what deputy he spoke to. He couldn't remember. This guy said that Chris was not able to give a license plate number. He actually didn't catch it. Don't know if he did or didn't. I don't know. I know that I've seen information left out of these transcripts that in actual video interviews or interrogations that should have been put in the transcripts and they were completely left out. So I don't know, but he wasn't able to provide the name of the deputy he spoke to, he said, or the license plate number, and thought that they lived on what was the name of the street? Legacy Street. And he had figured out who they were, and they had already spoke to detectives, and he said everybody they spoke to in the neighborhood, that this detective said no one was aware of a homicide at that time when they were questioned. So I don't know who lives on Legacy Street, but I'm just saying. He asked who the barfy woman was. I'm just throwing this out there. You guys can look into it. If you want to try to clean this up and look at it better, you can. It's really hard to read. But I find it odd. Why would he even... I do think it's odd someone would bring that up. Maybe he didn't actually he did flip the camera around. Maybe he thought he got it and it wasn't clear enough on the camera. It was dark. So maybe that was it. I'm just saying there were tire tracks in the yard. They were dualies for a truck. It was not wheelchair. Gypsy tried saying those tire tracks. Then big was her wheelchair marks. She was out there spinning wheelies. I'm going to go to H&M hockey sticks. Oh God. I'm done. Yeah. So like I said, I played that phone call for you just a few videos back where Gypsy asked Christy, how can you still love me after what you found out about me today? It's unconditional, honey. Ching, ching, ching. 'Cause we love you. Ching, ching, ching. Let me lay this out for you guys. In Gypsy's book, she says there was never any physical abuse whatsoever until, I guess, her meeting with Dan, one of them. And Ken, no, Richard King. I always want to say Ken. Richard King, the 50-year-old she got caught with in the hotel. They were nude. You know. Yeah. It only started, the ABUSE started after that. But you know what? The only recorded ABUSE was to Dee Dee, not Gypsy. So much so, Dee Dee was looking at shelters. Let's go over this. Gypsy also didn't even start getting like a ton of acknowledgement and donations and gifts and, you know, all these financial benefits until they moved to Missouri, right? So she was about 13 before that, 10 or 13 before that even started happening. Now, I do not blame a child for taking into consideration, oh, I'm going to get a free trip to Disney. Of course you would. Whether you knew at 10 years old, you know, it's only for very sick kids, and you didn't know if you were truly sick or not, but you still went along with it, I still wouldn't blame the 10-year-old, no. In my opinion, Dee Dee did think Gypsy was sick. I do. I truly believe that. Let's look at the facts. Gypsy admits that she lied to her mother. Now, she can try and come back and say, oh, I just didn't know how to articulate what I was trying to say because I wasn't educated enough. Whatever, Gypsy. You told Nick, and not just Nick, other people too. You told documentaries this. You said it on the phone in prison, that you lied to your mother. You lied to your mother about being able to fully walk until 2011. 2011. Okay. Do I think Dee Dee thought she was very sick? Yes. When did they find out Gypsy had the microdeletion? 2011. When did Gypsy leave home and go try to run off with a rug addict who was a felon on parole? 2011. When did Gypsy shoot her mother with a pellet gun and left 50 plus gashes in her body that had to be dug out, a lot of them? 2011. What I think happened is she did come clean to Dee Dee and say she could walk. I don't think that Dee Dee thought she couldn't completely walk, no. But Gypsy did tire. She told everybody that. Gypsy got tired easily. She needs the wheelchair. She did say she was paralyzed and couldn't walk for the longest time because Gypsy said, remember the procedure, which she lied in the documentaries and said, well, from the motorcycle and then from the procedure. What I think happened is Gypsy did have the wheelchair from the procedure like it stated. But when Claude's wife, Dee Dee's stepmom, said, oh, she put her in a wheelchair because she had a motorcycle accident and just made her get in it, that sounded better to Gypsy. Let me say that in the next documentary. Let me put that in there. Let me make sure that I put that in the next documentary. That sounds way better than just me lying. Yeah, that's what I think happened. Because it went from the surgery left me paralyzed from a seizure, and we didn't know if it was permanent or temporary. And guess what happened when that wheelchair thing happened? She got babied. She got love. She got tons of attention, gifts, toys, trips. She was loving life. She was loving life, loving it, loving life. She wanted that to continue because it also brought her a ton of attention in the community. She was the local celebrity. Remember in all the posts, I'm famous in my hometown. I'm the local celebrity. She brags about that. Okay. So what happens? 2011, they figure out what's wrong. Dee Dee's like, you know what? I'm happy where she is. I'm glad. They didn't know what was wrong with Gypsy because they didn't find a scientific diagnosis until 2008. All you have to do is look at the medical records, look at Gypsy's life, and that's it. If you would look at the facts, the case, and just read it, you would see Gypsy lied, whether it was when she was a kid or not. I truly think Dee Dee believed her. Yes, she's lied her whole life. She said she craved the attention of her mother in her book. I played that for you, where her mom would give more attention to the cat and just look at her on purpose, like intentionally not give her attention and the cat. Are you joking? Do you hear yourself? Who would get jealous of a cat? I could see her being jealous of Pixie. And Parker. Just saying, I do. I see that. As weird as it sounds, I do. And then in 2011, she gets diagnosed with that microdeletion. And wouldn't you know it, every single thing she got tested for or misdiagnosed with mimics the symptoms of like muscular dystrophy, because it's a genetic disease too, right? Everything she was tested for aligns with what she has, which everybody likes to say, oh, bah, she was unscathed. There was nothing wrong with her. You can clearly see right now as she walks, something's wrong with her. My whole point is Gypsy found something else that made her more happy inside. Sex. That's true. She wasn't getting all that attention. She wasn't getting as much, attention and love, and the local celebrity thing was probably dying down because she was getting older. I think she told Dee Dee because I think she wanted to really, really, really have a full-blown, like, play marriage with Dan and live with him or him live with her. And Dee Dee said no. I think that's why she told Dee Dee she could walk. And Dee Dee probably flipped. I think she told her she was lying. I think even if she left it in that letter when she left for Dan, I think she left more than it's time to just let your daughter spread her wings and fly. I don't think that's all she left in that note. I think she told Dee Dee everything in that note. And I think Dee Dee told her, oh no, you can stay with Dan. You're just not keeping my money, and you're not keeping my medicine. She stole her mother's medicine for a guy, an addict. This is the mayor of Springfield. Do you know that this VisionCon thing was huge in Springfield? Cop, mayor, lawyers, like everybody went to this VisionCon and Comic Con events that happened, where there was rugs and alcohol taking place, constantly, right? Dee Dee let her do that, right? I'm telling you, Dee Dee told this girl no for the first time. For the very first time, she told this girl no. And she became abusive. What's sad is the cops took her stupid videos to Nick, twisted it, and said Nick made her do it. We have seen over and over that's not the case. That's not the case. She and him both did dumb role playing. He didn't force her to do anything. What we did see is Gypsy controlling the entire narrative. She took advantage of a mentally handicapped boy and pretended herself that she had mental delays. She did. At the end of the day, she got told no. And she didn't snap. She plotted and planned to take out Dee Dee. But on her podcast, she wants to talk to actual victims and survivors because she feels she's a victim and survivor. Because she says it. I'm going to say it again. It was a defense tactic. This girl praised her mama on the internet over and over and over. In her book, she lies in that and then comes back and said it was the ghostwriter's fault. Her documentaries, it's a different story in every documentary. And I want to show you, because this is from GRBarchive, and I had never seen some of these Ken comments in the Facebook groups, but I also want to leave you with how Gypsy really felt about Dee Dee and how she still does. She has no remorse. She didn't learn anything, and she has never taken accountability yet to this day. Are we shocked? No, we are not. But even 9, 8, 7 years ago, people knew then, but nobody in the mainstream media would push out these facts on mainstream media then. Because why? Oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. No, it's facts. Dee Dee was looking at shelters. She was scared of her daughter. There was abuse in the home. And the only known documented proof is from her, out of her own mouth. Twice. Right? Well, once. Really, technically, it was once. She took the GUN and shot her. There are pellet holes still on the wall when they took crime scene photos. And then when that emptied, she grabbed a dagger off the kitchen table, which oddly enough, those daggers are in evidence and they're even in a bag in tote. So no, that was planned. That was planned. Gypsy just planned it because she got home, knew where it was, and chased her mom through the house shooting her. Blocked her in the bathroom. She basically held her mom in that bathroom and wouldn't let her leave, holding a dagger to her after she shot her. I've showed you the clips over and over of her saying she thought the GUN was real. The only reason she was relieved is because she wasn't going to go to jail. In 2011, she got told no and snapped and became violent and took a GUN that she thought was real. And that right there made her realize she needed to be smart. She started looking up Charles Manson. What is the one guy she always says? I can't even think. Hold on, I'm going to have to think for a second. Dang it. Jeffrey Dahmer. She was even on Facebook excited Charles Manson had a Facebook page glorifying him, even saying it's so sad that people like this get glorified and the victims are forgotten. Your victim will never be forgotten because we're not going to allow it. And soon mainstream media is going to pick up all this evidence and show how Greene County Sheriff's Department actually failed the entire state the entire country and the world. All because it looked good on paper to have a victim who was sick and ill. But let's go run look at Ken's responses really fast. Again, as soon as they got there, Mike asked for the case. He already knew. Half the people Gypsy knew. They all ran in the same circle anyway at VisionCon. Richard Keene was Mike's attorney for his SA charges for minors. That case is still open, by the way. You can't fool it. Wow, Greene County. Why? He didn't go to a court date. So you're going to tell me that this case is still open and it's okay for an SA charge to be open this long and not been taken care of? Make that make sense, because I don't get that. Politics played a huge role in this too. It made the little DA guy look amazing. We found the perp. This kid from Wisconsin who was just straight evil. No, the evil was right there. She got told no in 2011 when she told her mom she could walk. She wanted to have her relationship. Dee Dee said, when you act mature enough, then maybe, yeah. She needed to prove to her she was mature enough, because I think Dee Dee thought she was still slow. You still sucked a bottle. Why wouldn't she think that? But anywho, Gypsy didn't like it. Do you know how many kids have taken their parents' lives for the same reason and used the exact same strategy, put it on social media, talked about it in hopes of getting rich off of it and getting off like she did? The numbers are high. She is no different than any other teen who has taken their parents out because they said, no, you're not allowed to date them. That's all it was. They just got lucky with the defense tactic. That's it, because she was a sick kid and they twisted it and turned it. So I'm going to let this sit here for a minute. You guys can stop and read. I think this is from Little Frodo too, from GRB evidence or archive, sorry. But Ken is in we all knew he was in all the Facebook group chats that's about Gypsy, and he argues a lot and is in the drama a lot, right? Ken is also under that impression that Gypsy makes zero money from any of her documentaries, interviews, etc. etc. Blah, blah, blah. He lies for her, I guess, because I don't know. Why would he think that? I don't know. But you can see here, he goes on to say how Gypsy, was forced by Dee Dee. He's dogging Dee Dee out here. And I've showed you that video over and over of someone asking her when she's sitting with Ken, like the first time they're together. One of the first times they're live together, if she misses her mom. And she says, sometimes I do. And she smirks and looks at him, and they both grin. It's evil. But what I want to point out is this. I'm going to read it to you, and I have to look really close because I don't have my glasses are in the car. But okay. It says, of course, in hindsight, she is full of regret because only now that she is exposed to the real world, although yes, in prison, this is like 7 years ago, I think, does she see the possible alternatives to what she decided to do. Of course, she hates Nick for not being the rational, loving person she needed at the time, but a psychopath who made the idea of murder an actuality. He thought she made up with Dee Dee. I truly believe Nick went there thinking he was just going to get her because she said she made peace with her mom because she already attacked her. I understand the man had a low IQ, but for anyone to say she manipulated him to do it is ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous, Ken? Because she did. She pretended to be a 13-year-old in her mind and tell him that. She played him. Y'all need to watch the videos and read the actual FOIA documents. This is crazy that you sit here and tell the world that Nicholas, who did have a low IQ, has the mind of a flippin' 10 to 11-year-old, was the master manipulator who begged her to leave over and over and over. Do I think Nick is where he belongs? Yes. Not specifically prison, but somewhere where he could get help. Was he manipulated? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Did he have some really disturbing sexual Yes, that's why I say absolutely. The biggest point here that I'm making is she should be right there with him. The fact she has a child living in this world and still making money off of her victim it's gross. It is ridiculous, Ken. Gypsy was already brainwashed by her mother. No, she wasn't. We all heard her in the videos tell her mom she lied. We've all heard her lie about her stories and make Ken, you're right where you belong. You're looking a little like you can't move those arms very well in that shirt. Yeah. Has his little light job and Gypsy does the rest, trips, vacations, skiing, anytime you want. He's living the best life ever. This is all coming from somebody who is on and off struggled their entire life too with addiction, right? And don't get me wrong, people can absolutely recover. I'm not even talking about that. I've struggled with my own. But the fact that you are an addict, Ken, and people can get better and do better, and you won't even think that this is a possibility is what is mind-blowing. And again, it's possible for us to put ourselves in that girl's shoes. It's impossible, sorry. Her understanding of the world and how it works was not like most people's. Brilliantly put by Dr. Feldman in the documentary. Victims of MBP can lose touch with reality. Is sickness real or is it fake? Is death real or is it exaggerated or fake? Ken, do you also know that before he was paid to do the documentary, that he said she did not fit the victim? She did not fit the criteria of a victim of MBP. Dee Dee did not fit the criteria of somebody who had MBP. Guess what? He gets paid for the documentary and all of a sudden, boom, she fits the criteria. Gosh. And Ken, he never even looked at Gypsy's medical records. He says that everything he knows about it is from social media. How can you make a diagnosis of anything and not even look into the evidence? Brilliantly said. Anywho. Oh, and about the realness of death being fake or real. Well, I have to be serious here. The stuff that she put in Nick's head too, and even her apologizing to him for forcing him to go out in a blizzard and doing things that hurt him. She apologized a lot. I think she brainwashed him. Absolutely. He has a low IQ. And he is fixated still on it. She changed that mind, she changed his mind completely. He was, even with his mind the way it was, 99% of the time, the one with the most common sense and grounded responses, trying to talk common sense into her. She had the freakouts, not him. Let's remember that. Yes, they role played. That's just role play though, Ken, right? Woof woof. And that's just the reality of it. I feel she is very regretful for what happened, not because Nick didn't pull it off in the right manner, as you so blindly stated, but because now she realizes there were other ways out of her situation that she didn't realize before. See, she tried to set Nick up too, Ken. She tried to have him go in there without gloves, and he said absolutely not. This man was so brainwashed. Why would she tell him to do that, Ken? Come on. Did you see how she threw him under the bus in that interrogation room? He told the truth, she didn't, and she's lied to this day. Poor Aurora. She met Nick, who just so happened to be a complete lunatic who fed into her darkest, most vulnerable moment, as most predators do. You're so right. She sought him out, though. Predators seek for weakness, and he was weak. Physically and mentally. I can guarantee you, Ken, that your wifey was on top of her mama and had her almost completely gone before Nick got there. Yeah, her Facebook led to the unraveling of her plan of revenge. Again, if you did any research, you would know she put that post up so the authorities would find her mother's body. You know what? She talked to Dan that day. She put that up to try to look like she was kidnapped. She talked to Dan that day, Ken. I promise you this, Ken. If Dan came into her life, she would dump you in a heartbeat. To find her mother's body, yeah. Because she wanted to go home, Ken. She didn't want to be there with Nick. That was the whole thing. She wanted to set Nick up. The reason for the vulgarity of the post was to give the impression it was a break-in or robbery, and they would rule Gypsy out as missing. No, she said it because that's how she felt. And she did it on Nick's. Come on. Ken, you're dumb as a box of rocks, but you ain't this dumb. I thank God that Gypsy has an actual loving and supportive family now and can hopefully live a normal life when she gets out. Oh, God. Oh, she was absolutely nothing more than a victim, and I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but at least go read some articles. There you go, y'all. Go read some articles in a documentary, and the truth shall set you free. Why don't you go read some evidence, Ken, and some FOIAs? I highly recommend it. Watch some videos from your wifey. Oh, someone did ask, did it ever occur to you that Gypsy had Munchausen herself? Bingo. Here he is talking about Gypsy not making a dime. Gosh, you are so right about this too, Ken. I work and go to school. Did you? Have decent savings account. You're broke. And you were when you met her. 401k and Roth IRA. What is Gypsy going to get money from? She doesn't get paid by these interviewers. How are you going to say this? She's come out and said she did. The money was put in a trust fund. So what was that again, Ken? It's just the reality of it. It is facts are facts. In case anyone wondered, everyone keeps mentioning a book, but last I checked, she hasn't even started writing one yet. Oh, she had. And am I the only one who feels her story has been told? What else more is there to say? The idea of this phantom money really doesn't hold much weight. You want to stick to that, Ken? Sorry, my chair's squeaky on. I got a WD-40 it. You need a WD-40 your mind. You gonna still stand on business, 10 toes down, full chest out with this comment still, Ken? Jesus. She needed I'll let y'all read this, but he's argued she always needs psychiatric care, not prison time. But she wasn't offered that in prison, y'all. And he just didn't think she deserved to be in prison. She needed psychiatric care instead of prison. That girl got a slap on the wrist. She'd love prison. Ken, she was talking to you and a ton of other men, and you don't care. Oh my God. She did to you exactly what she did to Nick. Exactly. It was history repeating itself, and you are a Ryan. And Ryan is a Nick. And this is what started all. Christy posted this in the group, and he did not like it. Happy 26th birthday, Gypsy Rose Blanchard Street. Gosh. Oh, that's some love there. We all know Christy loves some Ken. But Ken, I'll let y'all pause and read all this. He explains the relationship and how he met Gypsy. I'm not going to read all this to you guys. So I'll let you pause and read it. He's not blind to the fact this is absolutely crazy and unusual. Yeah, it's a constant struggle to realize this relationship is extremely limited. Oh, you know, and all she's doing is studying and getting her GED and doing great things in Chillicothe. Yeah, she is also, what? Oh my. There's no motive, though. He just loves her. No expectations. Nothing but love for that girl. I also want to point out that when he posted this, they're like, wow, maybe hybristrophilia. Yeah, we've said this over and over. Okie dokie. Just read that. Just read that. Someone who is aroused by a partner known to have committed an outrage, cheating, lying, known infidelities or crime, such as murder or armed robbery. Jesus. And we're just gonna leave it with this video right here. Yeah, Nick forced her to, as she's sending him the instructional video like a week before. Right, Ken? Yeah. Anywho, that's my thoughts for today. Wow. The fact that, no, we're not leaving it here. We're leaving it with this. Wait, let me go back. Let's not forget this part. We're going to leave it with what Gypsy really thinks today, still, of her mother.
I made the one that you shared. What they built you a platform just to pull it from under your feet. Mm-hmm. I'll try to, because she's back, bitch.
People saying, take accountability. Do you know, I think I figured it out why they say that. It's not because they don't focus on the fact that, yes, I took the plea deal, I pleaded guilty, I did my time, I did my parole time, I went to Nick's trial to try to get him a lesser charge and a lesser sentence as a defense witness. But what they are asking for, it's something that is, they want me to take accountability for actions and a narrative that is not true. They want me to say, you know, I did this. I was part of the, you know, con with my mom. I was in on it. They want that to be the truth. And I'm not going to take accountability for something I did not do. That's just like when they, you know, this whole rumor and narrative that they want Ken to be gay. They are harping on that. They've been harping on that, and they will not give up until he says that he is, but he's not. He's not going to say that because he's not. Just like I'm not going to apologize or take accountability for something that I didn't do. I wasn't in on the con with my mom. I was a pawn of her con, but everything that people label me as on this app, my mother was 10 times full, and I should not have to pay for the sins of her choices in life. That was her. This crazy Blanchard. I'm sorry. She's a con artist, and she was a shit piece of mom. Like, she was not a good mom.
Being complicit in your abuse doesn't make you any less of a victim.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, yes, she was a victim of me. She was my victim, and yes, I will forever be sorry for that. But just like me, she was a victim and a perpetrator. Okay? So can we not like glaze over the fact that she hurt lots of people by conning them and lying to them and scamming the system before I was even born?
Yeah.
Like, that's not something I'm sorry, I'm not going to praise a child abuser. I'm not going to understand why people are defending and saying justice for Dee Dee. Her killer is in prison.
Yep.
And then
And you'll never hear us saying that either, Gypsy.
No, I
because as far as I'm concerned, she got her justice.
and her judgment is going to come from God. You know, I don't know where she is, heaven, hell, I don't care. That is God for him to judge that. It's like, I'm sorry the crime happened. I can't take it back. I could be a better person going forward. Which I can't apologize for the sins of my mother. You know, I've tried every which way to say, hey, I'm sorry that this is the life she chose to live. And I'm sorry that I was, you know, a part of it in the fact that I was her pawn and being used along with everybody else. But that is not something I can continuously apologize for. I have my own life to live. I have a kid. I have a family, and I've got a life to live. I'm sorry. And I'm not.
Yeah, you heard it there, because you're not doing that to your baby, right? Right? Look at that. She will never be on social media. How many times did you say that? And now you're exploiting your own child. Can't get a real job because you get noticed. In my comments, someone, probably Gypsy, but, or it was a hardcore fan. But she could never get a real job. She might get trolled if she got a real job. You do know there are many jobs that do not work with the public. She could do anything. She could do a job from home. That would never happen either, but look at this. She's doing this because this is for Aurora's memories. Are we joking? Are you joking? Are you joking? So that she can look back and see that they fought to clear their name for the truth. Oh, your daughter will find the truth out, Gypsy. She will. And what you just said about your own, my blood is boiling. The only ABUSC that we know for 1,000% for sure happened was from you to your mom. The rest is all came out of you, your mouth. And the reason why they got by with the MVP story was because one doctor, said he suspected there could be Munchausen, Gypsy, malingering Gypsy, or Munchausen by proxy. Because of all the tests that were going on, and she was faking tests. She was exaggerating symptoms. Gypsy hid that. Dee Dee didn't make her sick. She was sick. Dee Dee didn't force her to fake being sick. She did that. It's in all of her medical records. Patient, not Dee Dee. Unless that doctor said there was an unknown etiology, which there was. At the time he wrote that in 2009, she was not diagnosed with the micro deletion of 1q21.1. It plainly says it, unless there's an unknown etiology, genetic disease. It's in the paper. I've showed it over and over and over and over. Mike Stanfield took that one paper, 2 days later went to social media and tested it, which I've never heard of this now, tested it, and it got tons of sympathy like it does now. And she's willing to let her mother go down as this monster for her to look like a victim. And this is all for Aurora, all this. You've done nothing to protect her. You've exploited her you've exploited this baby from the time you were pregnant. If you even carried her. I don't even know. Yes, I believe there's a baby. Do I think that the baby might have her chromosome disorder? Maybe. I think that's why she doesn't want to show her. And I think that's why she will only have a child through IVF now. Just my opinion. Because she was so... It doesn't matter. You see it with your own eyes. Look, she's trying to be the next big Rachel. Miss Rachel. The next family vlogger. The mommy vlogger. It's disgusting. Do you see this? She has her Make-A-Wish on. Anyways. Aurora is going to do to you 10 times more what you're doing to Dee Dee right now. That's what karma is, Gypsy. Evidence is evidence. Facts are facts. A defense tactic isn't facts. Anywho, that's all I got tonight, you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know we all know this. It's just a little something from a few little tidbits here and there. Thank you, Frodo. Thank you, GRB Evidence. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Good night.